Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Hello everybody, it's the old captain here. Found out I am not sick, it's just allergies. I ended up petting Ollie the cat. We were cat sitting, well I wasn't cat sitting, we were checking in on said cat, Ollie the cat. And I don't like cat, I don't hate cats. Ollie's a pretty cool cat, but we kind of, is Ollie, yeah. He's kind of like, you know, he leaves me alone, we agree with each other. Well, since his owners were gone, Ollie was so happy to see humans. And yeah, like, yeah, all right, I'll pet you, cat. And then that triggered a massive allergic reaction, which led to an infection. That's what you get for being nice, see? I'm like, all right, poor cat. All right, Ollie, you know, we'll have this one male moment together, and then once your owners come back, we're done. So, anyway, we got ourselves a request here, and as always, you could go to assholeconsulting.com if you want to request. Dear asshole, oh, and this is going to be, I'm going to abbreviate this one because, once again, maybe I should do a class on succinct writing, because nobody seems to know how to do it. Dear asshole, I'm in my 4th and final semester at a community college in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I never intended to take this class, but I screwed up several times scheduling for a specific English class, and I got English Composition 1. I'm completely withdrawing and going into welding pretty soon, where I move somewhere much cheaper than where I am now. Yeah, I don't know why anyone lives in Pennsylvania or Ohio or any of those shit, not northeastern, but what? North, in between the Midwest, and I mean, you guys just got shitty taxes. Oh, blah, 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 blah. I'm listening to this class right now. I'm emailing this while in class right now as I listen to my professor talking about the situation in the 80s. The class was actually a history class talking about history starting from the Kennedys era in the 60s. This guy who teaches came off as the beginning as a neutral, present the facts type of professor. But then some classes later, he started to get biased to the left when he did subjects in this order. The Port of Huron Statement, Kennedy and the Civil Rights, John Lennon and the Beatles were more popular than Jesus. We had to watch 2 videos of Lyndon B. Johnson's speeches where I only had to comment on things I didn't know about him. Disco and the queering of the dance floor and gay culture. Blah, blah, blah. We talked about Italian pizza, Reagan and the Pacto strike. He said Reagan was nuts, he was a bully and a sheriff, he wasn't a good actor, and he crippled the labor unions, blah, blah, blah. And basically he goes on to point out instances where his professor shows his obvious bias, and this kid tries to stand up to him. So here's the deal. He wants my take on this. Realize what kind of environment you're in when you go to college. College is not the real world. College attracts the worst of both worlds. People who are inept, but have egos. And inept people don't get real jobs. They usually suffer because no matter how many degrees and certifications they get, once they go into the working world, private sector companies who need efficiency and performance and competence and shit to get done, realize these people are either mentally damaged, lazy, entitled cunts, whatever. However, there's this Twilight Zone, an alternative world, and it's called academia. And these worthless people, or these idiotic people, yet those who have doctorates and master's degrees, can find a faux semblance of employment as professors and lecturers. So this is why the vast majority of your professors, and it's skewed so much, it's like 98% to 2, liberal versus conservative, where you get these people with the leftist bias because, once again, the key to understanding leftists and socialists is laziness. They don't want to work hard. But with, again, the ego, they got to do something. And so what is more self-aggrandizing than becoming a professor and telling kids how intelligent you are when you've never worked one fucking lick of a day in your life? You've never produced one lick of fucking economic production. You haven't contributed anything to society except to simply reteach. And this is where the saying, the axiom, I think it's called, those who can't teach, or those who can't do, teach, right? So you're not, I know your professor might have gray hair. I mean, we had that one dude, the political science professor, somebody wanted me to take him down. It doesn't matter how old they are. It doesn't matter how many degrees they are. It actually doesn't even matter what their IQ is. You could have very highly intelligent people, but if they're wrong, they're wrong. If they've never worked a day in their life, it doesn't mean that they're not lazy. And that's what the majority of your professors are going to be. Now, because of progressive credentialism and because of corporate America and because HR cunts and all this other fucked up shit that was put, this groundwork and this corruption racket was laid down way before you kids went into college, you got to get a degree. And that means you got to go through this twilight zone called academia, and you're going to listen to what is nothing more than propaganda from intellectually inferior people, from flawed people. And they're all going to be loud. And again, this is why you can have, presumably, an English class while the guy's talking about Ronald fucking Reagan. This is why you have a literature class and it's always political. This is why you can have an art class and it's always political. And it's always political and biased to the left. These people think that they're doing the Lord's work or something, brainwashing people to become like them. And what you got to do is you got to realize this is what you got to go through to get to the other end. To get that fucking piece of paper that is progressively becoming worth less and less and less and less in today's economy. So you have a choice. You're not gonna convince somebody who's 45, graying, and has thought this way their entire lives, went straight from academia, went straight from being a student to being a teacher. You're not going to convince them. These people have never set foot in the real world. They're gone. They're gone. They're zombies. They're really zombies. You might as well not even try negotiating with them or arguing with them. Just sign the piece of paper. It says, yeah, Karl Marx was great. Sign it with your dick. Tell the guy, oh, yeah, I'm white male. I oppress people unknowingly. Whatever. Get the fucking piece of paper. Make sure it's in the right. If you like, you're going for welding, that's right. And then get out of there. And then, you know what? Spread the word as to just expose these academians. And tell them. And tell any kids that you raise, look, there's going to be these adult children called professors. And they're da-da-da-da. And, vote the right way. Vote Republican. Contact your legislator. Say, hey, you know what? I want to get rid of prereqs. They're bullshit and they're hurdles and they're wasting times. They're an economic inefficiency. If we got rid of them, the economy would grow faster. Not to mention young kids would have less debt. And slowly fight it on the individual level. But as you currently are now, ignore it. Just ignore it. Let the guy pontificate. I mean, if you want, embarrass him. Like, if you know he's absolutely wrong, if someone looks something up, you guys got these things, look them up on the fucking internet. Say, yeah, you're wrong. It's right here that you're fucking dead wrong. But truthfully, I think most kids just want to get in, get out, get their fucking degree and go. And then, if you can pass the course without having to be in attendance, do it. Get the fucking, what is it? It's a Latin word. The syllabus. Find out if you got to attend. If you don't have it attend, don't attend. Get out of there. Anyway, that's all we got. Best of luck to you. Toodles.